Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of the Laundry Talk Show. Today I'm going to be talking about promoting and teaching and guiding literacy in early childhood and beyond. So I am very passionate about this topic. I have applied it with my 3 daughters. They all love reading, they love books and everything related to them. So I'm so happy and proud to bring this topic to you guys. So the first thing I want to say is I actually have an account with Scholastic Book Club, and every month either the parents or myself and staff, we order books through them. So every year when the summer's coming, they have a contest and I participate every single year for a chance to win a certain amount of money and a certain amount of points. So this past year now, before the school started, I actually won $250 worth of books for my classroom or for my daycare, for my children. I was so excited when I got the letter, when I got the email, and I also got 250 points. Now I hadn't used the points or I hadn't used the money for a while because I wanted to make sure that it meant a lot, and I handpicked every single book to make sure that it's what I wanted my children and my students, you can say, or my daycare children to be exposed to. But I already have a lot of books because I always order, and then when the books have a while that we have with them, then we donate them to the children. So we get books and donate books, and we kind of have this cycle that goes around and around every month. I decided that when I reach 1,000 subscribers, I am going to give away 100 books since I actually won this contest, and I want to show my appreciation to my community and to my daycare and the parents. So I'm going to give away 100 books. I still have some points left, and I'll see what I'll do with that later on, maybe for Earth Day or something for the daycare. But for now, I have ordered a certain amount of books, and I'm going to put those books with books that I already had that were brand new. We haven't even touched them with how many libraries we have here. And I'm going to make a pile or a box of 100 books to give away. So I'm going to show you guys what I got, what books I have. It ranges from infants or toddlers all the way to junior high school, like fifth through 8th grade, so before high school. So I'm going to show you guys what I got, and I'm going to let you know why it's important to get these books and how you can introduce your children to early literacy and beyond, so as they get older they can actually love books, because this is a topic that is very dear to me. I've tutored a lot in English for many years. I've worked with many children, and a lot of times I hear the same thing, and I'm pretty sure you guys have too. I don't like to read. I don't like books. It is boring. I don't want to do it. And they'll invent 1,000 things not to read. So I'm going to show you some books that you can pick. Maybe you can order from Scholastic or get on your own. If you don't, it'll just give you an idea of what topics or what kind of books you can probably introduce to your children that would get them on that bandwagon of loving to read. So first off, start with something that they like. If that's comic books, if that's superhero books, anything that they like, princessy books, I don't know, unicorn books, easier books than their level, anything to get them started. That's one thing you can do. Now let me show you some books and tell you the rest. So when working with children, you want to make sure you make things fun. You always want to make sure everything is fun. I'm not saying that you're promoting fun and games and everything in life is fun and games, but when you're introducing something either for the first time or you're introducing something that's pretty dense or very important for them, then you should try to make it fun. Always make everything fun. When you're reading, I'm going to go opening some boxes from the picture that I just showed you. I'm going to go opening some boxes as I speak to you guys. So when you're introducing books to children at an early age, you have to be expressive. Show them that it's exciting, that it's fun. So as you're reading, maybe use certain expressions like, oh wow, this is great. Oh, look at this picture. What color is this? Look at the red ball. Look at the tall building. Be expressive. Use your 5 senses, your sense of smell, sense of touch, hearing, seeing, and tasting. So use different things when you're reading a book. Talk about those things. Describe what you're seeing. Describe to them. They do not know how to read yet if they're real young. Describe to them what they're seeing, what's going on. They don't understand, but they can sure see. So that's important. It's a little noisy, so let me just open up all the boxes and get back to you guys. So these are This is like, they're having a sale now. I just noticed that when I opened the box. And I can pick from here and I'll have 90% off on a lot of books. And here are some choices. Sorry for the glare. Very nice choices, titles. You have plenty more inside. But that you could check the website for. What I want to share with you is, you see how I have put everything, it's kind of like categories. There are so many books. I'm just going to show you this group of books first. The most important thing is that you actually have a plan in mind when you're teaching children. So do you want to work with teaching them numbers, the alphabet, colors? Is that what you're trying to introduce? Then these are some options that you can use. This is for colors. Look at the bright colors. And I chose this book because I wanted it to be real people, real photographs of children, real animals, fruits, you know, just the intense colors I thought were so important when you're teaching children. When they're learning about books and to read, they want everything to be fun, exciting, colorful. And then this one is unusual ABCs. So you don't have your regular A is for apple, B is for ball kind of thing. Here you go. See, as opposed to just E is for egg, E is also for eagle, an eagle with an egg. So unusual alphabet words. This is teaching about numbers. In this category here, this is Spanish books. I have for younger children, and as they get older, the books get a little more difficult, and I have some more for middle school children. It's important, again, to use colors, bright things. I feel that if you use people, if you use more, as opposed to animation, you use real pictures, that's also important. This is about science, like science, learning about science, learning about the world around you and how to apply things. This over here has to do with loving yourself, learning about differences. So you may ask yourself, what's the point of all these books? Where am I trying to get at? When you're introducing something to someone, either someone is young or you're working with an older, you're working with an older child or even an adult. You have to be passionate about what you're teaching, about what you're bringing to them, about what is the importance of what you're saying. You need to feel it. You need to find that it's important. You need to be passionate about it, and you're going to be the most effective at that point. I love reading. I love books. I am super excited. I am probably most excited from the staff and the children, from all these books that I have gotten. I am over the top excited because I feel that learning to read is so important. You use reading for everything. You use reading for science, for math, for social studies. You use for every little thing. Sometimes people are like, oh, but you know, how is this useful? Or if kids don't like reading, if you don't like reading, then why pressure them? You don't have to pressure. It's not about pressuring. It's not about an obligation and you have to. It's teaching them to love it. Just like I love to read, teaching children to love to read when they're young is so much more helpful, because then they're willing to do their homework. They're willing to read books. They're willing to learn because they started with a base that's happy, that's fun, that's interesting. But now if you make it a chore, if you make it a punishment, please, parents, teachers, anyone out there, don't use reading as a punishment. Don't say, oh, well, you're not listening, go grab a book and go read. Or go to your room and read for 20 minutes. And like, they're gonna be like, so reading is a punishment. Don't associate consequences and punishments with learning to read, with loving books. That's kind of sad. No, don't do that, please. If you get something out of this video, get that. But yeah, teaching literacy shouldn't be so hard. It shouldn't be like a job. It shouldn't be something that's difficult, and it shouldn't be connected to anything negative. It should be happy and exciting and awesome. You know, my girls love to read, all three of them. I have a 21-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And yes, the 1-year-old loves to read. She loves to sit down and grab a book and go through the pages, and she will have the focus of like a much older child. It's amazing. It's amazing to watch. It's amazing when children, in the midst of so many things happening in my daycare, a child comes up to me and says, Miss Liz, can you read me this book? Of course, I will stop eating. I will stop working on some very important task at my desk. I will stop anything that I'm doing, and as long as it's safe, I will stop anything that I'm doing and I will read that child that book. Because I am so happy that this child chose me to read them this book at this moment when everyone else is playing and putting toys everywhere and talking with each other and doing all these things. And that child is like, this is the moment. I need a book to be read to me. This is important to me. And I will stop and I will read them the book. So literacy could be taught with patience, with positive things like a smile, using expressions, using your senses, exaggerating the words. Oh, what? That's amazing. Did you see how he threw the basketball and it went in the basket? Whoa, you think you can do that? I really think you can do that. The kid is gonna be like, oh yeah, keep reading, read more. I wanna see this expression, these eyebrows moving up and down. I want to see that passion, that adult is showing them. They want it to keep going. And you'd be amazed at how much your kids will love to read if you follow simple steps of patience, expression using like descriptive words, taking time, showing them how to love books at an early age, sitting down with them, bonding over probably before you go to sleep as a bedtime story. If you can't read a book, if you don't have a book to read, tell them a story. Tell them a story about something that happened in your life. Tell them a story about something that happened to a neighbor when you were growing up. Tell them about something that you heard, a story you read about. Read the newspaper to them. You don't have to necessarily have books. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Scholastic, you can get books for $1, $2, $3. They're really inexpensive. Go to the library, make library trips. Make it fun. Always make it fun. And start as early as you can. If you are pregnant, start reading to your baby in your belly. Start reading. Don't worry if you're not gonna get a response. You might get a kick, maybe. Hey, that's happened. It's happened to me 3 times. So read to them while they're in the womb. Read the same kind of books, or maybe even the same 2 or 3 books that you read when you were pregnant. Read them when the baby's born and read them for a few months after. You're gonna get some reactions out of that. I'm pretty sure, or I'm positive. That's how sure I am. So read from when they're inside you and just keep that love for reading around. Have the books handy. I know it's pricey and expensive to have books. Oh, but they're going to break the books. They're like 10 months or they're 1 year or they're 3 years. And so then don't have expensive books around. Maybe you can get donations. You can get books donated and you don't have to buy your own books. So just have books not lying around messy, but have them available. Have them handy. Let them touch the books. Let them feel the texture. Let them see the words and follow with their fingers and touch the pictures. It's very important for them to do that when they're younger. Then as they get older, offer them a book, a couple of times a day. Make the books accessible. Make the books fun. Make the books just available. Just have them available. It's like if you want your kids to eat healthy, you have a bowl of fruits, right? As opposed to having sugary cereal or very salty crackers. So if you want your child to learn how to read, you have to have the books accessible. I hope that these tips that I've given you guys are helpful. I will put in the description, I will put at least 3 books for each age group that I got books for, and I will put the tips there of what you can do with your kids. If you want any other advice, if you want any other tips, ideas of what you can do with your kids, if you have any scenario you want to propose and how you can help your child to start loving books, let me know in the comments below, and I will do the best I can to give you the best advice that I can. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smile. I know this is not the regular sitting with my friend Denise interviewing style type thing, but I love books. I love them so much, and it is my passion. I just wanted to share it with you guys, and I hope it's helpful. Thank you so much for watching the Laundry Talk Show, episode 6. Have a good day. Don't forget to smile, and I'll see you next week.